Ready?
Ready.
Out our podcast, what's going on? I'm here with
D. Smith, your entrepreneur, your businesswoman, your financial woman. Hey, the all go to woman. And I'm with,
Chase Way. We back with another video.
hey, Happy New Year. Happy New Year's, everyone. What's been cracking lacking
Not
since the
much.
last I seen you?
Not much. Same thing.
Same thing.
I just asked the question. I was just thinking about it. I was like, is it better to have a moment, or is it better to reach a peak and be consistent? So I have like two different thought pieces on it.
It depends on, for me, I think for the individual. For some, it may
Answer
be
it for
a
you.
moment. For me, I like to have moments in between of the peak. And what I mean by that is, I guess I give myself an example, life. I can remember starting out and having a goal of buying my house.
Mhm.
Before I'm 30. So I knew I was 25. It was one of my New Year's resolutions, and I said I'm gonna work on my credit. So I wrote everything down like I always do, and I still do today. And I said, what can I do and pay off quick before getting my income tax, right? And so as I'm writing this plan down, I'm getting things in the mail where I had credit cards and stuff, and it was letters that said that, hey, let's take care of this, and for this X amount of money that you owe, we can cut it down more than half, and then do a payment plan on that. So I'm like, cool, bet. So this was a jump fast of that for me reaching my goal. So as I paid things off, I rewarded myself and I was happy for it. And then when I bought my house, that was a great feeling. And then paying my mortgage every month, and it's still a great feeling. So it's both for me.
Pertaining to me, I think about it's good to have moments. Um, I guess when you have your moment, you know that it's great to like reach the praise, no, the praise. Yeah, I
Yeah.
wanted to put an A in there for some reason. It's great to receive praise and be thankful for that moment,
Hmm.
but it's also like it's a good thing that know that it's gonna die down and people gonna forget.
Well, and
And then
I don't think it's about that
I
moment and
guess
stuff.
I
It's
guess
not for other people. It's for you.
I guess that's why it's like in what aspect, and I guess I'm not thinking that clear. If I just think about for my life, I think moments is much better, having moments, because that's what helps you reach.
The overall goal. Yeah. Your moments keep you
I guess that's,
being
yeah,
continuing
it
of
helps
what
you, it
you're,
helps
yeah.
you keep going.
It helps you keep going. It's something that I learned from Mr. Charles Thomas in the financial world. Celebrate the small wins, you
Mhm.
know, because you don't want to, it's like savings and stuff. You don't want to keep saving and saving and saving, you know, and not reward yourself for what you accomplish.
Yeah,
So those small rewards is necessary.
yeah,
Because number one, you're not gonna burn yourself out going towards it. You're not gonna give up, and it's gonna make you be consistent and you know
yeah,
going towards the goal. So that's why I said both for me, and it's just everyday life. You know what I'm saying? It's not for anyone to say, "Dang, Chase is still da da da." It's for you.
yeah. I guess I wasn't trying to make it pertain to everybody else, but I guess when you know, I guess I even look at it for my birthday. I enjoy the fact when people don't remember my birthday, but I know that people remember my birthday. It just got, I don't know, it's at a point where if this is the only time you reach out to me, it's like,
I don't, yeah, but,
it's more so like I'm looking at it, and it's all personal, but it's just all looking at it like, yeah, it's my birthday, but it's like, do that really matter? That don't really matter. And this the only time you reach out or be able to say, oh, happy birthday, blah, 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 I love you. And it's like, that's the only moment.
no,
And then it's like, after that, it's like silent.
salad.
And I enjoy like having the moment, but I also enjoy that moment passing by and let it be silent. I guess that's the aspect, and that's the best analogy that I can give
Yeah, so that's why you was looking at it from
Yeah.
that point.
when it comes personally.
Yeah, personally, yeah. And for me, I'm gonna tell you about that. What I've learned, cause I hear Jazz say this a lot. You don't never reach out cause I'm so busy.
hmm
So at this age, in a point in your life, at some point you got to realize some people are busier than others.
Yeah.
You got to realize that it is really. Oh, you remember that. Thank you for that. That's more of, yeah. So I know you love me
Yeah.
because for some people, dates are important. Because for me, my birthday, I love my birthday, right? So if you reach out to me on my birthday, then yeah, I know you really do care. Any other time, I know you busy just like I am because it's reciprocal.
Yeah.
I don't reach out to you all the time, but when we do reach out, then we together and we like boom. It's kind of like having that friend, that best friend that you don't really talk to. You don't have to talk to them every day. And I had to learn that as I got older with my friends and stuff, life is happening. So now I'm trying to be in a routine to getting to where boom, this person right here I'm caring about or taking care of is you, my kids. I have to keep you in a routine in order to establish this little small goal that I have for you.
Yeah.
And then that's getting yourself being independent.
Yeah.
So I can't keep up with calling you my friend every other day and still try to do what I need to do for you. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So all of that is when you grown, things like that doesn't matter.
Gotcha.
So when you look at being rewarding for that moment or for the
Rewarding. That's
rewarding,
awesome.
yeah, rewarding for that moment and on that long period, you make it personal about your goals. You don't even have people ain't even included in that.
Yeah.
So that aspect will leave eventually because now, you and Alana, y'all got y'all own goals. You still can't be coming over here to me, unless we have some business thing together that is going to help with y'all goals.
Yeah.
All the rest of that stuff is obsolete. You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? So you got to start building your own foundation. But if we're building a foundation where all our alignments and goals are in line together, then yeah, that works. But if it's like unbroken family and everybody just trying to do their own, hey, thank you for it. I appreciate it. And then leave it at that. And then whatever if you can come to it, you can. If you can't, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And that should be a understood reasoning. Just like in math, the imaginary eye.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's there, at this point. But just know it's not going to be in this equation.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? So, I was just telling Joe this morning how I appreciate how he helped me relax.
Mm-hmm.
He helped me learn how to turn my mind off. Because, this break that I've been having, I've been sleeping to 10:30. And
That's new for you.
that is so new. You know why? Because I decided to turn off every business aspect and enjoy being
Oh.
Tinker.
Yeah.
Meaning that Tinker is the down to earth, messy hair, just in my lounge wear and doing movies. Things that I enjoy doing. Movies. I'm listening to this financial book. I told you that last month that I'm doing, and I'm on chapter 6 now. Yeah, and then Thursday before this happened, I'm walking and I got my steps in. I'm doing my way. So I am so empowered by
feeding your energy back to yourself.
Yes, to myself, and I feel so relaxed, relieved on this whole break that it was dedicated to me, and I have not had that in so long. And so Joe had asked me a question about this. I said, baby, I ain't seen nothing. I said, yeah, I finally sat down, wrote down, the January bills and stuff when I get paid. So when DeAndre come back on January the 6th, I'm back in the beast mode and the business mode. I said, but I don't care. Yeah, I don't know and I don't care. I'm at that point and I love it. I love that for me.
That's good.
And so I said that's why usually I don't go to sleep at night, because my mind instead of constantly, how can I change this? I'm a fixer-up. I'm that tinker. I'm tinkering. I'm trying to fix everything. But this break has seemed so much longer than normal because I did everything that I wanted to do.
That's good.
And there was nothing. Pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
You got to relax.
I got to really relax and enjoy me and find who I was and what made me happy, and not give a care about who and what anything else was about. Nobody else. You got problems? Sorry, man. Can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel guilty about saying it and then doubling back around and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
None of that. I stand my grounds. I have
sticking to your boundaries.
Just sticking to my boundaries, most definitely. So I really feel good about that. So yeah, when that was a great question. Very good question for me, because I can remember back then at 25, and now that I'm going on this new journey, I'm close to 50. That hey, I learned something in 25 years. My 25-year-old self, I can say, keep it up, girl. You right on track on what you need to do and how you need to do it. And I wouldn't change nothing for nothing in the world. Nothing out of place. Everything that you learned and you done, you needed it to be where you are right now. Yes. So, and it's so funny that, I still, in my mind, I have such a big imagination that I still can remember me at 19.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm 47, 48, you see, that lets you know I'll be like 48, that I can't believe I'm still living on earth like this, and I've accomplished so much. So I remember, like, in being in the projects and just looking around and saying, thank God, this is mine. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no fancy nothing in here, but it's mine. I can remember the little carpet, the Indian looking carpet, and my little entertainment set, and us sitting on the couch, always watching movies and cuddle. I can remember that, and looking at my TV and my VCR and say, this is what I bought when my money, when I first started making money, buying my TV and my VCR. I said, little stereo and stuff, and that was like, I can remember where it come from, and putting my stuff in the layaway at Walmart. And it might have took months and stuff, but it also taught me this. Things that you want is not a rush. You have to build it up. You know what I'm saying? You can get it fast, but you're not going to enjoy it. Mm-hmm. You're not going to take care of it, because it's about you getting it and not appreciating it.
Mm-hmm.
So all of that taught me from a clean slate in that apartment. You know what I'm saying? I just moved in with my stuff, our clothes, your clothes, my clothes, and my bedroom stuff, and that TV and that VCR. That's all I had in there. That was it. I had no furniture, no kitchen stuff, no food. We didn't have none of that, It was just that. And I took that leap of faith in saying that, okay, it's time for me to grow up and get my own, get out of her house. She has her rules. Now it's bound for me not to be bothered with nobody's rules but my own.
Yeah.
You know, now it's time for me to make mine. So I made mine. You know, it was a struggle. I didn't have people to come in and furnish this and furnish that. But I did have your nana. You know what I'm saying? That was one thing. She bought y'all your bed. And you want this racing car bed, and that's boom. She got it. You know what I'm saying? So she got your TV and the VCR. So the rest of the stuff I just put in layaway, and then whatever you know, this is how it was gonna be. At that time, you didn't pick out what you wanted until you was like, you know, older and you liked the Spider-Man. So we changed your stuff to Spider-Man. So all of that saying is that when you work on it, however long it takes, and that's what we forget when we get older. We want stuff so fast because you look and you compare yourself to other people thinking that their life better than yours. And in reality, it's not. They're doing more, really probably worse than you. You just don't know nothing about it until you had a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And then you start reflecting on your life and be like, but dang, I really want that one struggling what I was going through. You know what I'm saying? It could be worse. So, yeah, the way that you're going, because we human and we're going to be like, dang, I'm on this earth. Is this really what it's all about? Or can I change it? And being grown and able-bodied, you are your own narrator. So you can write your book however you want it.
Yep.
So that's a lot of reflection has been going on. So me finding myself like that, and started thinking about, remember your imagination of things that you do and how you can make stuff happen with, you know, God. And I just feel good. 2025 for me is about fulfillment and the things that I'm gonna have in line in place, and I see it. I see the vision, and I'm working on it, and we're gonna make this happen every year. You know, that's me. I do that, and I can't wait until when it's going on. I'm like, dang, it's so clear to me of what I need to do to increase in so many levels, and most importantly, I'm so happy that I got a year and a half, and I'm gonna be gone after that job. And it is such a, I'm ready. I'm not even scared no more. You know how sometimes you be like, I've been there at that job so long that I'm scared to make a move, and I'm not, because I know what's important and what I'm going to pour all my energy into, you know. So, but anyway, that's how I'm feeling for 2025.
Good. That's real good.
Yeah. So
we want to introduce, or you want me to introduce it?
Oh, you can introduce it. So I don't know why we've been on this, or I've been on it, but I told my husband, I
think that was a great
critic. We're being movie critics, y'all. So. And
I'm not a fan of. I haven't been a fan of watching movies lately. I've been enjoying YouTube. I've been enjoying live stream, watching sports. But I can say YouTube for good movies, making me remember certain things and think back. So it's like, even though it's certain things that I forgave and forgot, because you know how the saying is, I can forgive, but I'm never going to forget.
Yeah.
But
Oh, can you pause that? That's your game.
Now we back. I was saying that YouTube for two on movies, and I was saying that, you know,
forgive and you forgive but don't forget.
I forgive but I don't forget. But when I was finding myself and learning,
first we got to introduce what you're talking about.
I know we will.
Oh, okay.
I was learning to forgive and forget about some of the past things. Once we was watching this movie, it made me remember some things, and I started thinking about some questions that I did want to know what was going on, but I had no idea, or it wasn't my place to ask, or I felt like it wasn't my place to ask, so I just said I'm gonna forget about them. But what we're talking about is well, in the title, it's already in the title, so I already know what we're talking about.
The Forge.
Yeah, she recommended The Forge. She recommended us to watch The Forge, and my overall view before going into the movie, I was just thinking, okay, I'm just watching another movie my mama recommended, and we'll talk about it. So let me just give it all my attention, and I'm gonna see what it's about. And it's kind of like a moment of I saw myself in it, and then I also seen different aspects of how how important it is to have a balance of male and female structure or dominance present, although they might be present through voice, but presence through action, present through I don't want to say control, but I also want to say
Influence.
I don't want to say influence. I want to say of power. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
Being able to see the power of both roles or both genders, and the importance of respect, and the importance of
What
how
about
to
structure?
structure is good, but it's also more that comes before you reach structure. More
You
so
think it's that
personality.
power?
More so, yeah, it's more so personality traits, routines. Yeah, that's a structure too, but it's just the structure can be good or bad. Routine could be good or bad, but I guess it's just more so
And
just
power could be good or bad.
I guess it's just more so just the power of being able to see how both genders can live in duality and not overshadow each other. And when you have an imbalance, or if one is missing or one not stepping up, it creates dysfunction, and it translates through kids, translate through teens, and
And into adulthood.
yeah. But I want to stick it to teens because I only saw it for myself. And how it takes for a person to unlearn and relearn things. And you also get to see the dynamic of the overall agenda of how we been living the past 50 years and how they did so much to take the man out.
Yes.
And
The
how
Jim
they
Crow.
influenced the woman to be the head. And it's just like it's been thrown like with so many propaganda to choose or pick who got to be in first, instead of both got to come together and be able to create that balance and that holy trinity. But it's just like I just saw a lot of things that I can't wait to talk about, and I got some questions to ask, but I know I'm gonna cut it out. But it's just some questions I'm going to ask that I do want to know now that it's on my mind, and now that it kind of like made me remind me.
Okay.
So after watching the movie, I was like, okay, this is a good movie. Okay, well, I'll be able to have some talking points. I'll be able to have a perspective, and I want to say you picked out a great movie.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts pre and after?
When I read it, I think I heard about this movie through Aunt Wimmeline. Me and Mom was talking, and she was like, "It's a movie that Aunt Wimmeline said we should watch and stuff like that." And this was a few months ago, and they, I think it was for. You had to buy it or something on Amazon Prime or something. So Brent reached out and said, yeah, da da da. So I didn't And again, I was in, my relaxing stage. What movie can I find? And I seen it, and I was like, I think this is the movie they were talking about, and I've been seeing the highlights of it. So I'm like, cool, let me watch it. And so, of course, I'm an emotional person. Women and everybody always saying I'm so tough, so tough, but I'm really not as tough as I have to be tough when I need to be tough. And I was like you. I wasn't. I knew it was gonna be good. I thought it would be good based on reading the description. But while I was watching it, I felt like it was me being delivered.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like emotional, and I'm like really emotional because as a mom, listen to her son break down and pray because you see all the potential you see in your kids,
Mm-hmm.
and then you wasting, yourself. You're wasting this time and stuff. So I'm like, we go as women go to the extreme to where we know because we were born in the era of it takes a village.
Mm-hmm.
So we go and we go to our prayer warriors, as we call them, and you say, hey, I need some guidance. So I know I have my belief, I have my faith, but I need a group of women, and so we can pray this and see if he can see the light. And then, again, it's like everything happens for a reason. God moves so meticulously, like where he eventually have this young man. I'm respectful enough to listen to mom and know I need a job or whatever. And I just happen to go to this, health place. Hey, I'm just here for a job, And the manager walks in. So you never know who you going to run into that impact your life the way it did with
Mm-hmm.
him. And that was just every boohoo moment, he was going through. I was going through it with it because it was so, you could feel the passion of him, of how he felt about his father. And he really was working on himself. But when you come to a role, when you're building a relationship close to God and you've been doing good, and now God give you a test
Mm-hmm.
and see if you're ready. And that was his test. Can you hold your composure? And not only was he testing you, but your boss was testing you to see if you was ready for this level to, bring the inventory. And now you have this person that you're in front of that left out of your life. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you regretted him not only just for you, but for your mom. And when it's something at a different level, when you fighting for your mom's, hurt and pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You see her cry or whatever, and that's a different effect for some young men to see their mom cry. So all of that emotion was going, and I was like, oh my God, what is going to happen? So it drew me more into the movie. And then the thing that I like about The Force, this is something that I think we should have. All young men, or, even somebody to have start groups like that and bringing people in and to mentorship our black our youth, because that's what we need. That's exactly what you need to have generations after us be better. And because some young men don't have that, that doesn't mean, like you say, he might not be your you think his father, he's your earth father, but you still got a father. All of those
Mm-hmm.
messages he gave him and what he did and listened to him, and by giving him his journal to see his past, it's like walking in his footsteps. And if he can forgive, and if he can do this, and he's been blessed with all of this, and then to circle it around to him losing his own.
Mm-hmm.
And bringing a man into that circle. When he told that story, I was like, oh my God. It was so powerful to me that, not me saying, I think I did it for you to see, for number one, when me and Alana talking, she was like, I think I'm going to church, but Chase, he's not, So my thoughts were, and I was telling Mama this, I don't know the um, how you are when it comes down to God, your beliefs, is you universe, all of this. I said we don't really talk deep in that. Yeah, you were in church and stuff, but you know, you have your own way of thinking and stuff. So this was something, just a reminder of whoever it is, it's someone that's gonna stir you to where you need to go, and just be mindful of, if it is God, then great. And versus me, like, that's another thing. I'm going to I said, when I come in, my shows and stuff that I normally watch and stuff, it's not gonna be that. It's gonna be my two books. I'm gonna be whatever book after this book, it's gonna be that, and the other book is always gonna be the Bible. It's gonna be because I see for what He had done for us right before 2024, and that was probably why I was watching this. That God came through for us. And after that movie, I watched Mary, the birth of Jesus' mother, and how that came about. And so all of that was happening on New Year's Eve, And then I'm, just on the couch crying and stuff, and just like, oh, this is, building my relationship and getting closer to God or whatever. This is my starting point. And then when I got my phone, I had a text from Nikki. And so, matter of fact, and we talked out because she had called me an hour before, but I was binging in these movies, and I was just, God, this. And so it made me in a place to where when she called to say she don't want to go into 2025 like this, and I forgave her for it. And I'm like, look at God. You know what I'm saying? So all of that, and I'm like, this is another calling that I can see. God gives you signs of certain things and certain times in your life, and some people don't talk about it or whatever. And then if I have a story, I always tell. So whoever's listening, when you get those type of signs, you need to be get closer to your word, because the way that movie The Forge had it to where it completely changed this young man's life. He is real. I done seen him do countless things in my life where I felt like I was on my own, but I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? I may not have had the man that I thought I should have, but I always had a man, because God was my man in this absentee man household wise. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it was so important for me to make sure you had a relationship with your father. So we both did what we had to do in order to raise you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, have the opinion of the woman side and then the male side, and you go from there. Because we always wanted to be open and honest with you the best that we could. When you needed it and supposed to have had it, and then you grow up and then you do how you see fit. It don't do what we said, or you saw us did, and you do it. It's the best of your abilities in a time. So it was great. It was so great. So if y'all haven't watched it, y'all need to. It is great, great, great.
Okay. I know you asked a question. I know you said we don't speak about our religion or spirituality. I believe in God. Learning furthermore about how the King James Bible came about, and learning more so about that. I haven't been reading the Bible. I don't care. Not say I don't care, but I have no passion to pick up a King James Version Bible. So, and I haven't also been on the look to get the real Bible of certain things that was taken out or what was added in, and just understanding the story of the person that created the King James Version Bible, and who he was and how he was influenced and how he was selectively picked to write the Bible based off of who he was as a person, and he was the LGBT and that word, it was just I forgot the word that I can really use for YouTube, but he was that. He was a molester, uh, and he was like all these bad things, but he was specifically picked to write the King James version, and it was named after him through the Roman Catholics and all of that, and understanding what the Roman Catholics have done time and time again, and they took 13 chapters out, been understanding what those why is those 13 chapters left out the Bible, and understanding that yes, the stories are true, yes, someone died for our sins, and yes, all of that, but I also understand that I wasn't created just through physical. I was created through God. I was handpicked. There was a connection from my soul, my spirit to reach your head and to make sure that this person, this physical person today was here. So I am a believer of God, but to dive into it to pick one specific religion, I'm not into it because some of it is falsely and some of it is true. And I guess
Haven't
I
found
prefer,
that.
no, I just prefer to,
I was gonna say just found that research of the true Bible and all
that's
of that.
that's
Yeah.
basically, it's just my preference
I used to.
until I get a hold of the 1919 Bible, then it's gonna be a minute before I pick up a Bible. I've been searching. But
I used to follow a girl
yeah, it's
that would come on. I don't know if it was TikTok.
well, it's a few, but they always get scrubbed off. So, but
Yeah, I don't
I can
see her
say this
anymore.
at 21. At 21, when I started learning and realized I need to, no, I ain't gonna say 21. Um, what year was that? First year in college. When did we go to New York? My first year in college in Pulaski Tech.
Mhm.
So what was that? 2014, 15?
20,
15. 2015. So 2015. Also, while I wasn't um, doing the best mentally and trying to get over the process of as a childhood dream of wanting to see my papa, and the first time that I got to see him, I'm driving by myself 2 hours away. So coming back, all of that, uh, realizing I had to let a girlfriend go and a best friend go from the damage that I done to both of them. Realizing that I needed to step back and understand who I was as a person. Going to Burns Park, doing my homework there, reading from my whatever pages I had to read from there. Going to YouTube, either watching somebody play the game or having somebody read the Bible to me or break down certain stories in the Bible, learning how did the Bible come about, what's missing from the Bible, learning about the history of indigenous people, learning the history of how Arkansas as a state was created, learning how the manipulation of we was here, we founded here, we allowed other people to come here, we got tricked into enslavement, how our own people were selling each other. So just learning and just being in that zone of understanding I still got to go to work, but once I'm not at work, come home, lay down, uh, learn, play a game, need my silence, need that solitude to figure out who I was as a person.
Finding you.
Yeah, and just forgive for what went on through my teenage years and trying to gain some understanding to some things that I felt like I was entitled to, learning that I don't need to be entitled, learning that I don't need to be, what's the word? I need to be assertive and I don't need to be what is that word called? No, I don't need to be a procrastinator. So I went through a moment, also in that same moment, I was learning to adjust my sliders as a person. So one of the things that I didn't like about myself at the time was I was hypocritical. I was a hypocrite. So I wanted to find the opposite of what that was. And no matter what word that also tried to use for contradiction, that as human, we could just gonna be flawed in that error no matter what. So it wasn't about, I knew that I was gonna be a walking contradiction regardless, but I also didn't want to be a walking hypocrite. So
On
that's,
contradiction, can you be self-aware of that though, right?
yes, you can be self-aware and you cannot be self-aware, but at the end of the day, you're gonna be a contradiction. But I just didn't. So I started removing myself from people that was hypocrites. Um, I started removing myself from people that was, uh, dang, I just said the word.
Contradiction.
No, that wasn't assertive. Dang, I just lost it. What's the opposite of assertive? When somebody say that they gonna do
Hypocrite.
this. No. Um, I just said the word.
Contradiction. You
Not
always
those
said
two
that.
words. Just one more word.
Assertive. You said not assertive. Then you said you didn't want to be a hypocrite, and then it's like we're gonna always be.
I said I need to stop being a. Okay, say if you want to pick up the remote, and then you was like, no, I'm not gonna pick up the remote. I'm gonna wait.
Oh, you procrastinate.
Procrastinate, and I started not being around procrastinators,
Okay.
and I started noticing who procrastinated about themselves, who procrastinated about life, and the opposite was assertive, and I wanted to find little things. So I remember like laying in bed, and I knocked the remote off the bed. And I remember telling myself, nope, we working on it. So get up. It's just 2 seconds. And I remember getting up and trying those little steps and stuff like that. So it just thinking back to, I did all this, and it wasn't just a switch of like I give up, but I do know that I do know there was a God, and I knew I wasn't gonna do it I knew I wasn't gonna be able to do everything by myself. So I do understand that through those moments of learning, I was learning to find myself and find and get closer to God, but also still be open to what is all out there. Why do we have everything that's available to us? And it just became more so of learning more about other religions, other cultures, the cultures that we used to abide by, understanding the Hebrew language, understanding numerology, and how all these intertwine with one of another, the angel numbers, understanding the fallen angels, understanding our angels that protect us, our angels that don't protect us, that loves to see us go through pain, and understanding our heavens, our hell, and understanding what mindset that you want to be in to create the life that you wanted to create spiritually. So it's just like learning all of that, making sure that my vibration was at a certain limit, making sure that I wasn't on a low frequency, making sure that I wasn't feeding myself a certain type of thing, making sure that I was doing certain type of things. So it was just like, that's what I believe in. It's as open as I keep it, but I also remain grounded knowing that there's a God.
Yeah. And that's spiritual.
Right.
That's all that's about. I don't.
Well, I just wanted to go into depth
Yeah,
instead of
and
just.
that's great.
Instead of just
that was a great
not speaking on it.
explanation of who you are as a person and overall. That was phenomenal. Y'all listen to all that. That was phenomenal. That opened up and made me, uh, see who you are as a person, and that's wonderful. I say I guess I'm not as deep, but I'm the same. I'm
Yeah.
spiritual when I come, and I gravitated on. I need to go find out about this King James version. I've always heard that the Bible has been rewritten and
Mhm.
added and deleted. And like I said, I would follow this girl that talked about this, and she had all these books that she ordered and stuff. I don't see her anymore, and I was thinking that that particular New Year's Eve, whatever happened to her? It's always someone that knows too much that always disappear.
Yep.
And you have this control. So if anybody go out there and like just like if we were saying things on our podcast, there's people out there that always will make sure that they don't hear it and listen
Mhm.
and stuff. And that's why this world is a informational world. So
Mhm.
the last time we talked, and I told you what we need to do is start. If you see some things that are anything with Black history, this stuff, and it's going away, we need to order and keep it in the library because I want to be able to have that library for my knock on wood whenever. Yeah, I know I'm gonna throw this up. My grandkids because you're gonna homeschool them.
Mhm.
I want them to be able to have this collection, and this to be a part of our family thing to where this right here is gonna set up. Cause I envision down the line that one day our legacy is gonna be our own mini library. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? This is the lost, whatever, and it goes back to that. So if we don't do nothing else and we got the power of information, we can seek and find those type of things and get it put up for them.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that again. That's the second time, because it's just brought up, and I, forgot about it until we having this conversation. But I think that's amazing. I think that is very amazing. So yeah, The Forge was a great movie.
Pause real quick. No, let's see what you said.
Yeah. It's already fine.
No.
All right.
We back. Battery died on both cameras, so we have to go to the iPhone.
Yes, iPhone.
Um, what was you thinking doing that? Even okay, he got confronted with his dad, and him having to face that adversity. What did you think about that? A level of patience and that level of him working to remove certain things to getting closer to God. What was one thing that you knew you had to let go?
Um, for when
Well, I know it's you letting hats go, but I guess have there ever been a other moment other than that, like a moment that I don't know, that you realized that certain things that you was doing that you had to let go. Just like he said, the mentor, he said golf,
Mhm.
and then the main character was playing video games. How was
Mhm.
that?
For me, I remember letting the club go.
Hmm.
So that was stepping into motherhood. You know, kicking it. And as young as you were, but now you were going into school.
Yeah.
So now it's time for me to change who I was and not be that person to where uh, you see me as a mom here, and then on the weekends I'm clubbing and this and that and doing all of that stuff that I was doing. So I let clubbing go, and decided to, if and when I felt like if I want to do that, then I will do it. But that was something I had to give up to put on the mother hat. So I sacrificed that, and then as you went to school and I worked, and then a couple of years after that, I decided to get my degrees.
School.
Yeah. So now I had a different focus anyway. So being more into that, and then at one point, yeah, we were going to church too. You
Yeah, I
know.
remember that.
So all of that was, me getting close to God to do this goal and do this, and so that's what I did. Yeah, so I think you look at life like that, and whatever part in your life, you make a sacrifice to go to the next chapter and to move, get through this chapter and go to the next chapter, to write your chapter better than you had the last one, and sit down and just think about what can I do differently, to make this happen.
Yeah.
So.
I want to say for me, I think I stopped playing the game as much, and I want to learn more. So I wasn't really playing the game as much.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I did start playing the game, it was fun. I remember the moment when I was like, "Oh, I'm having fun. Haven't felt this in a while."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I gave it up for a moment or for a few years, but then once I found the time to like enjoy it, it was just like it's fun. What did you think about the end result once he was able to reward his mentor and be that perfect person for his mentor, and then to receive like that moment of in the forge, that sword of showing that level of deliverance? Like, what did you think about that?
I thought number one, a mentorship in whatever part of life, if it's financial, spiritually, whatever, that's what people are missing. I'm gonna say that, and for him to listen and be able to open and learn.
Yeah.
And then from that creates growth. And us as mothers can tell you in a kind of way, and that's pretty much what his mother wanted him to do.
Yeah.
But she had to get to him another way, and that's what made that special for him and his mentorship. And him being naive on things. What do that mean? And asking questions.
Yeah.
Was good, and that put me in a reminder of you. You know what I'm saying? Asking questions or whatever. So, and so that's what a simple conversation and a simple explanation, and you listen to somebody else's story,
Mm-hmm.
and knowing and want to know how did they get through it, what was they, ways of living and stuff like that. So I think that's what was more important, and getting the understanding of that. So I think it was good.
What would you say to a person that that you would watch that movie? Like, how would you sell it?
Again, I didn't do it simple. I didn't do it like the last one, but this is something. If you missing something, you feel like a void in your life, or you feel like you don't have purpose, this is a good movie for you to watch, to find your purpose in life.
Yeah.
Because it drawn you to that what he was going through. It made it feel like you was going through the same thing in some kind of way.
Yeah.
Some kind of aspect. So. Yeah.
Yeah. See, since I'm a person that don't care about like reading a review or anything like that, I just got into it.
Yeah.
And I think I will say the same message. I will say this movie teach your value. What did you say?
All right, in a minute. We almost done, babe.
This movie is if you are searching for any type of forgiveness and want to know how do people overcome adversity, I think watching The Forge will be self-reflecting and rewarding to your soul.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great. Yeah. Perfect.
I think we're going to end here. We'll see y'all next month. So we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.
Peace.